I was carving the turkey when Mom casually mentioned that she'd withdrawn money from my account. Just 15,000, she said, passing the mashed potatoes. We needed it for the kitchen renovation. You understand. I set down the carving knife. You withdrew money from my account? Don't be dramatic, Sophie. It's not like you need it. You live in that tiny apartment and drive that old car. We figured you'd been saving it for something important, and what's more important than family? My brother Derek laughed from across the table. It's just your spare change. Don't get all worked up about it. I looked around the Thanksgiving table. Mom, Dad, Derek and his wife Ashley, my Aunt Carol, Uncle Jim. All of them nodding along like this was perfectly reasonable. How did you access my account? I asked quietly. I'm still on it from when you were in college, Mom said. Remember? For emergencies. This was an emergency. A kitchen renovation is not an emergency. The cabinets were outdated, Dad said. Your mother has been wanting to update them for years. When we saw your account balance, we figured you'd been saving up to help us anyway. What was the balance? I asked. About 87,000, Mom said. We only took 15. You still have plenty left. Derek raised his wine glass. See? Plenty of spare change. Stop being stingy. I pulled out my phone and opened my banking app. Not the account they'd raided. My personal checking account that I'd kept from college, the one I used for groceries and utilities. The one I'd forgotten they still had access to. The one that held money from my actual salary as a financial analyst, which is what I'd told them I did. What I actually did was considerably different. When did you take it? I asked. Last week, Mom said. The contractor needed a deposit. Don't worry, we'll pay you back when we can. They wouldn't. They never did. And you didn't think to ask first? We're asking now, Dad said. After the fact, sure, but we're family. You're not going to make us return it and cancel the renovation, are you? Everyone looked at me expectantly. The ungrateful daughter who might ruin Thanksgiving over money. Actually, I said, setting down my phone, I need to make a call. Excuse me. I walked into the study and closed the door. Then I called my head of security at Sentinel Financial Group. Marcus, it's Sophie. I need a fraud investigation on my personal checking account. Unauthorized withdrawal of $15,000. On Thanksgiving, he asked. Family emergency. The ironic kind. I'll have the team on it in an hour. Do you know who accessed it? My mother. She's still listed on the account from years ago. I need full documentation of the withdrawal, security footage if available, and I want it flagged with the Financial Crimes Unit. Your own mother? My own mother who thinks she can raid my accounts because I'm just saving spare change. He was quiet for a moment. Understood. I'll have a full report by morning. Should I alert the board? Not yet. Let's see how this plays out first. I hung up and returned to the dining room. Everything okay? Mom asked sweetly. Fine. Just work stuff. On Thanksgiving? Derek scoffed. That's sad, Sophie. You need to learn work-life balance. Says the man who hasn't held a job for more than 6 months, I replied. That's uncalled for, Ashley snapped. Derek is between opportunities. For 3 years. Sophie, Dad's voice held a warning. Let's keep this civil. Of course. So, Mom, what else are you planning to buy with my money? Don't say it like that. It's not like we're stealing. We raised you, fed you, educated you. This is just family helping family. Did you help yourself to anything else? Mom exchanged a glance with Dad. Well, since you mention it, we were hoping to borrow another 20,000. Derek and Ashley want to buy a boat and we thought. You thought you'd fund it with my money? It's not just for them, Dad said. We'd all use it. Family boat. Family memories. I looked at Derek. You've planned multiple luxury purchases with my money? He shrugged. It's sitting there doing nothing. Might as well put it to good use. Besides, you owe me. I let you tag along with my friends in high school. That social capital is worth something. You bullied me in high school. I included you. There's a difference. I stood up and grabbed my coat. Where are you going? Mom asked. We haven't had pie yet. I'm going home. I have work to do. On Thanksgiving? And Carol said. Family comes first, Sophie. Apparently family also comes first to my bank account. Without asking. You're overreacting, Mom said. It's just money. We'll pay you back. When? Silence. That's what I thought. I walked out. The next morning I was in my office at Sentinel Financial Group headquarters reviewing the fraud report. My office took up half the 53rd floor with floor-to-ceiling windows overlooking the financial district. Marcus had been thorough. Mom had accessed the account using her old credentials, transferred $15,000 to her personal account, then sent $5,000 each to Derek and Ashley. Security footage showed her at the ATM smiling. My phone rang. The head of our fraud division. Ms. Reeves, we've flagged the unauthorized transactions. Do you want to file a police report? Not yet. But I want the account frozen and all related accounts investigated. My parents have been making comments about additional withdrawals. Understood. I should mention, when we ran the audit we found 3 previous smaller withdrawals over the past 6 months. Amounts between $2,000 and $5,000. Did you authorize those? My jaw tightened. No. Total unauthorized amount is approximately $27,000 then. That crosses the threshold for felony theft in this state. Document everything. I'll decide how to proceed. After I hung up, I pulled up my actual financial portfolio. The one my family knew nothing about. I'd started Sentinel Financial Group 8 years ago with money from a small inheritance from my grandmother. Started small, buying distressed debt, restructuring troubled companies. Now we managed $17 billion in assets across 4 continents. I personally owned 62% of the company. My net worth was approximately $420 million. And my family thought I was a broke financial analyst living paycheck to paycheck. That afternoon Derek called. Mom's freaking out. Her bank account is frozen. Is it? Don't play dumb. We know you reported the withdrawal. You actually called the bank on your own, mother? I reported unauthorized access to my account. The bank responded appropriately. It's not unauthorized. She's on the account. For emergencies. A kitchen renovation isn't an emergency. You're really going to do this? Over $15,000. $27,000. I found the other withdrawals. Silence. Then, those were small amounts. We didn't think you'd notice. So you've been stealing from me for 6 months. It's not stealing when it's family. Actually, it's still stealing. It's just stealing from someone who trusted you. Sophie, come on. We'll pay you back. Just unfreeze Mom's account. Can't do that. Once fraud is reported, it's out of my hands. What's that supposed to mean? It means the bank's fraud division is investigating. If they find criminal activity, they're obligated to report it. Criminal activity? It's a family loan. Without my knowledge or consent. That's called theft. You're going to send Mom to jail over this? I'm going to protect my assets from people who think they're entitled to them. He hung up. 2 days later Mom called. Sophie, we need to talk. The bank is threatening to prosecute me. They said I committed fraud. You need to fix this. I didn't create this situation. You did. I'm your mother. You can't let them arrest me. You stole $27,000 from me over 6 months. What did you think would happen? I didn't steal anything. That money was just sitting there. You don't even need it. How do you know what I need? Because you live like a pauper. Tiny apartment, old car, cheap clothes. If you had real money you'd live better. Maybe I live within my means. Or maybe you're just bad with money and we were helping you use it properly. I almost laughed. Helping me by stealing it? By investing it in family. In things that matter. Kitchen renovations increase home value. Derek's boat would create memories. This is how families work. No, this is how your family works. You take from people and call it love. After everything I've done for you. You mean raising me? That was your legal obligation as a parent. You don't get a refund. I could have given you up for adoption. And that would have been fine. At least then I wouldn't have people stealing from me while claiming it's out of love. The bank wants me to pay back the money plus fines. I don't have it, Sophie. You have to help me. I'll help you by teaching you about consequences. You've changed. Money has made you cruel. Money didn't change me. It just revealed who you really are. She hung up. 3 days before Christmas I received a call from an unknown number. Ms. Reeves? This is Detective Sarah Chin from the Financial Crimes Unit. I'm investigating a fraud case involving accounts at First National Bank. Your name came up as the victim. Do you have time to discuss? Of course. Your mother, Patricia Reeves, is accused of unauthorized access and theft from your checking account. The bank has provided evidence of multiple withdrawals totaling $27,000. Are you aware of this? I am. Did you authorize these withdrawals? No. Your mother claims this was a family arrangement, that you'd given her permission years ago. I gave her emergency access when I was in college. That was 12 years ago. A kitchen renovation is not an emergency. We agree. I'm calling because the district attorney is considering pressing charges. Grand theft, identity fraud, unauthorized access. Your mother could face jail time. I wanted to confirm you'd be willing to testify. I looked out my office window at the city below. My empire. Built from nothing. Protected by walls my family had never seen. What are my options? You can pursue criminal charges or you can reach a civil settlement. If you go civil, she'd have to pay restitution plus damages but no jail time. And if I do nothing? Then she likely faces criminal prosecution anyway. The bank filed a suspicious activity report. Once that's in the system, it's hard to stop. I'll think about it. I need to know by Monday. That's when the DA makes the filing decision. Sunday evening, the doorbell rang at my penthouse apartment. I checked the camera. My entire family stood in the hallway. I bussed them up. They filed into my living room, taking in the space for the first time. The original artwork, the designer furniture, the view that cost $12,000 a month. Nice place, Derek said slowly. How can you afford this on an analyst's salary? I can't. Mom's eyes went wide. Are you in debt? Sophie, if you're in trouble. I'm not in trouble. I'm the CEO of Sentinel Financial Group. Complete silence. The Sentinel Financial Group? Dad asked. The one that's always in the Wall Street Journal? That's the one. You're the S. Reeves they always mention? Sophie Reeves, yes. Derek pulled out his phone and started searching. His face went pale. Your company manages $17 billion. 17.3 as of Friday's close. You own a financial empire, Mom whispered, and you let me think you were struggling? I never said I was struggling. You assumed it because I don't show off. Why wouldn't you tell us? Dad asked. Because of this. Because you see money and immediately think of ways to take it. Because you stole from me when you thought I only had $87,000. Imagine what you'd do if you knew about the rest. We wouldn't, Mom started. You withdrew money without asking. You planned to take more. You told me I was overreacting about spare change. What would you call $420 million? The room went dead silent. You're worth $500 million? Ashley's voice was barely audible. Approximately. And you reported Mom to the police for $15,000? Derek's face was red. Do you know how petty that makes you look? Do you know how entitled you look demanding money from someone you were already stealing from? We wouldn't have needed to steal if you just helped us like family should. I've given you money for 8 years. Every time you asked. None of it repaid. And it still wasn't enough, so you started taking it without asking. Mom sat down heavily. The detective said I might go to jail. You might. You'd really let that happen? To your own mother. You really stole from me. Multiple times. Your own daughter. What do you want? Dad asked. Money? An apology? What will make this right? Nothing makes it right. You can't unsteal from me. You can't unviolate my trust. So you're just going to destroy us? Mom's eyes filled with tears. Send me to prison. Ruin our lives. I looked at each of them. The people who raised me. Who I'd loved. Who'd seen me as nothing more than a resource. I'll make you a deal, I said. Full restitution of $27,000 plus 20% interest. Signed agreements that you'll never access my accounts again. Public acknowledgement that you stole from me. Do all that and I'll ask the DA not to file charges. Public acknowledgement? Derek asked. You want us to humiliate ourselves? I want you to tell the truth. You stole. Say it. We made a mistake, Mom said. We'll say we made a mistake. No. Say you stole. Say you took money that wasn't yours without permission. Use the actual words. That's cruel, Ashley said. What's cruel is stealing from family and then claiming it was love. Dad stood up. We'll do it. Whatever you want. Just please don't let them prosecute your mother. Fine. I'll have my lawyers draw up the papers. Sign them by Monday or the deal's off. They filed out in silence. Christmas morning, I was alone in my penthouse when the doorbell rang. I checked the camera, expecting a package delivery. It was the Financial Crimes Unit detective, Sarah Chin. I opened the door. Detective? On Christmas. I was in the neighborhood. Thought I'd deliver this in person. He handed me a folder. Your family signed the restitution agreement this morning. Full payment received. The DA has agreed not to file charges. Thank you. Can I ask you something? Off the record. Sure. Why'd you let them off? You had a solid case. They stole from you repeatedly. I looked out at the city, at my empire spread below. Because prosecuting them wouldn't teach them anything except that I'm vindictive. This way they have to live knowing they stole from someone who could have destroyed them and chose not to. That's a worse punishment than jail. She smiled slightly. Psychological warfare. Effective. After she left, I sat alone with my coffee and checked my international holdings report. Markets were closed for the holiday, but the numbers were still there. Thought. Growing. My phone buzzed with a message from Derek. We did what you asked. Are you happy now? I didn't respond. Another message from Mom. I hope you enjoy your money more than you enjoyed your family. I blocked the number. The Financial Crimes Unit had arrived with turkey, just like I'd known they would once I filed the report. And my family had learned that spare change meant something very different to someone who built an empire they never saw coming. I stood at my window and raised my coffee mug to the city. Happy Thanksgiving, I said to no one. I'm thankful for boundaries. And for the first time in years I actually meant it.